Hi friends, welcome to A to Z Learning channel. Today's video is about Maruti Suzuki, the car company which we all love, whether we are the users of car or whether we are the investor in a car company. We have always loved Maruti. Maruti is the largest market shareholder company in the auto segment in India. Maruti is also a close proxy to India's growth story. India's middle class dream of owning car was materialized, was realized with the help of Maruti over the years. But what is happening in Maruti is the question most investors are wondering. For whatever reason, it is disappointing its users. It's disappointing to see that some of the new automobile companies are taking the lead in the new cars, new model launches, but somehow Maruti is missing in action. So what's going on? So in this video, we are going to help you understand in simple manner, in a very user-friendly manner, what is happening in Maruti. So without any further delay, let's start our video. So as I said, the question that every investor currently has in their mind is, I want to invest in automobile sector. Historically, I've always looked at companies like Maruti, Tata Motors as my investment option, and Maruti has always given me great investment return. But lately, that's not the case. So what is happening? Should, as an investor, one continue to stay positive about Maruti, or the time has come for an investor in Indian automobile market to look at alternative options? And what are those alternatives? So today, instead of looking at the alternatives to Maruti, we will look at Maruti, what's going on, so that you are more informed about, as an investor, what is going on here. So let's talk about the facts. First of all, Maruti is struggling. Its market share is shrinking. A year ago, it had close to 50% market share, to be very precise, 49%. It's now down to 44.7%. So they have lost a market share of 4.7%, 4.3% in 1 year. And that's alarming. So their market share, that market leading position that they have kept for a number of years, is being challenged. Though they remain 44.7% market shareholder, so they remain the leading player in the market, but it is shrinking. That is the fact. They completely lack the proper presence in the fastest growing automobile segment called sports utility vehicle, SUV vehicle. Most people in India tend to prefer SUVs these days. They are the most selling segment in Indian market, and that's the kind of segment where Maruti doesn't have many options. They do have some entry level options such as Brezza, but they don't have mid-level SUV options which could compete with companies like Creta, for example. So that's the main issue, and that's the reason when you look at within that kind of broad market share number of 44.7% they currently occupy, they occupy only 12% of the SUV segment. So they are a very small player when it comes to SUV segment. And Hyundai, with their models such as Creta, Tucson, Santa Fe, they are just kind of winning the market left, right, center. So Maruti has got an issue that they don't have any proper presence in the fastest growing, fastest selling SUV segment. So that's the other fact. The third other fact is, which most investors who have invested in the shares of Maruti would know, that last 1 year, while Nifty and most other benchmarks have offered fantastic positive return north of 25%, Maruti's share has given a negative return. So 100 rupee invested a year ago is now less than 100 rupees for an investor in Maruti. That's the kind of facts, and that's what is putting a lot of investor off. That what is the future of this company, whether this company will survive, and that's the reason it's very important for people to know, investors to know what's actually happening here. The fourth reality, which is also happening in Maruti, is that this whole semiconductor issue, the chip shortage that has been talked about, that is impacting most automobile players in the world. Maruti is also impacted by that. In fact, they are impacted by this shortage so much that they are unable to sustain the production capacity at the required level. Half of the demand which is there in the market belongs to Maruti's model, but they are unable to fulfill that demand. Most of their dealers, most of their franchisees have got inventory which is not even a week's worth of sale. So they are really, really struggling in terms of their production capacity, which is linked to the availability of semiconductor chips. But that shortage has impacted all, but I think it's more severe at Maruti. And that's also leading to their inability to launch new models. For example, I think I would be right, in last 30 months, they have launched only one new model, and that's disastrous. While you look at Tata Motors, while you look at Hyundai, they're launching products left, right, center. Kia, look at Kia in last 1 year, probably they have launched three different models. But Maruti is really, really struggling. They have not launched properly any models or only one model in the last 3 years almost. So that's basically what is happening. What are the facts pertaining to Maruti? So it's a giant which currently is still the kind of leading market share holder in the automobile sector in India, but it looks like it is sleeping. It's a giant which is sleeping. It's a giant which is not coming up with enough excitement for its car buyers or investors. So it's very important to look at, in the context of these facts, what is the future of this company? What is the future looking like? Good news there is that future looks promising for this sleeping giant. So why do we think that future looks promising? First of all, the semiconductor chip issue, which is curtailing their ability to produce enough cars or launch new product, is easing. Worldwide, the chip issue is easing. So that's very good news for this company, for Maruti. They're also they've got a plan to launch 6 new different models, and 2 of those will be launched in next fiscal itself. And I'm personally really excited about their Jimmy SUV that is launched, that is scheduled to be launched in the next fiscal. I think that going to be that will be setting the market to fire. Jimmy is going to be the SUV product which they desperately need to compete with models such as Mahindra's Thar. So, so I think that product will change and will bring back hopefully the leadership that they had when they had Maruti Jeep as their product. So Jimmy is an exciting launch which is around the corner for this company. As I said, that it still has got 44.7% overall market share in the automobile. In the hatchback segment, they are truly beating the market. They probably have two-thirds of the market in their pockets. But the SUV segment is where they're struggling. But they remain a leading player when it comes to the largest selling car models. If we look at the last top 10 largest selling models in India, 8 of those belong to Maruti family. So that's a very, very huge achievement. And this number is consistently improving in spite of all the challenges. This number was 7 out of 10 last year, and 5 years ago they used to have only about 5 out of the top 10 selling models. So definitely Maruti hasn't lost everything. Production capacity with the semiconductor chip issue easing, and in India also government and administration learning that the lockdown is not the answer uh, to deal with the COVID issue, and the lockdown are going to be distant. So chances with all that disruption that lockdown kind of brings to the production capability of any company, um, I think it's going to be less disrupted looking forward. And therefore, there is a very good possibility that production capability for Maruti will go up from 6,500 a day, which is the current capacity, to 8,000 a day in next 3 months itself. So that's a big plus for Maruti that I see. So overall, what it means is that when I look at all the facts, when I look at their plans, when I look at the management and the kind of horsepower that Maruti has, I think this sleeping giant is now waking up. And it is all set to bounce back in 2022. 2022 will be the year for Maruti, looking at what all is going on in this company. So, as an investor, I know you've burnt your fingers over the last 1 year while you had many alternatives where returns have been solid. I think looking forward next 1 2 years, it's going to be the Maruti which will bounce back and will offer great return to its investors. Looking at all the kind of facts that I've shared with you in this video, so I hope you like this simple presentation of all the relevant facts and information that are relevant for you to know to establish what's happening in Maruti. And if you think we are doing a good job, and you're liking the content that we are presenting through our videos on the YouTube, then please do press the like button, because like button help our video to go up in the algorithm that YouTube uses, so that if it is higher up in the algorithm, then it get shown to more people on the YouTube. And if, particularly if you like the content of our video, then we would urge you to please like, so that it reaches to more people who are interested to know, interested in this particular content. And last but not least, if you've not subscribed our channel, please do subscribe and become part of our viewers family. In that way, you will know about all our videos as soon as they are published. So thank you so much for watching our video, and we would look forward to like from you if you like the content, and look forward to your comments if you have any suggestion on our content. Thank you so much.